Hey friends, today we're going to learn about the artist Justin Vining. Justin is a landscape artist who uses whimsical style to create beautiful illustrations. Today we're going to be using a bingo dauber, markers, water, and paper to create our own landscapes. Are you ready to get started? Here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a pencil and I want to make sure that I write my name in the middle of my paper. Don't forget to write your class code underneath. That is something we always forget to do. After I write my class code, I also want to make sure that I write the date. Now go ahead and flip over your paper. And I wanted to show you, this is kind of an example that we're going to be following. We're going to be doing a landscape today, and that means drawing the foreground, middle ground, and background of a picture that is outside. Go ahead and grab your pencils and draw a slightly curved or bumpy line towards the bottom of your paper. This is what we call the foreground. Things in the foreground are going to be closest to us, and therefore they're also going to be drawn the largest. Now we're going to go ahead and draw a nice big tree. Make sure your tree comes up and hits about in the middle of your sky, and then you're going to put just a really simple circle on top. I know it looks really silly, but now we're going to turn this circle into what I'm calling a lollipop tree. You're just going to draw a bunch of half circles that slightly overlap. You can make it as big as you want or as small as you want. Now we're going to think about moving back in our picture to create something called depth. I'm going to draw another curved line for the middle ground, and then another curved line that overlaps behind my tree to be the background. Okay, as things move back towards the background, they're going to get smaller. Don't forget to erase any areas that you overlap, like my tree and my foreground. If you would like to add something in the middle ground, you can. I'm going to go ahead and add a house. And remember, it's going to be a little bit smaller in the middle ground than things in the foreground because it's farther away. You can tell that things are farther away because they get smaller as they go back towards the horizon line. I'm just sketching in maybe a door, maybe a window. We are going to be tracing over these pencil lines with a really thick marker, so don't make any teeny weeny little details. Everything should be, you should be able to fit 2 or 3 fingers inside everything that you're drawing. Again, I'm going to add another lollipop tree near my house. The next thing that I'm going to do is I want to add a little path. You can make your lines go from the door up, and it's just going to get a little wider as you go towards the foreground. Adding a little zigzag or bumpy line on the very back line is going to give the illusion that there are trees really far away. And if you want it to look like a farm, you could even add some curved lines. Now, here's the fun part. We're going to be using something called a bingo dauber. It is basically a little bingo dauber that you filled with ink. The number one rule is we never want to squeeze the bottle. You're going to put your marker straight down on the paper, and very carefully, I'm going to draw up. Don't squeeze that bottle. Lift your marker and then continue your line. You don't want to go through anything that is in the foreground. Now I'm just going to go ahead and trace over, boys and girls. And if you don't stay exactly on the lines like I did, that's okay. If you notice that the tip of this bingo dauber is a little too thick and you drew a little too thin, just correct your drawing and make it a little larger. You can always erase. I'm going to go ahead and speed this part up now so we can get to the coloring.